Dende watches over Earth from the lookout, with Piccolo alongside him. With Goku, Vegeta, and Buu off Earth, it's good to keep an eye on things, just in case something bad is brewing. And Piccolo notes something strange, turning over to Dende. There's an ominous key, lurking about somewhere, not necessarily here, but he feels a looming presence. Little do the two of them know, a new villain is about to emerge. Today, we'll be entering part 2 of the Dragon Ball Super rewrite. This is where things are going to start shifting a lot. If you haven't watched the first part already, I suggest you check it out now and get caught up. And if you want to see more of this, be sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps out the channel and helps me gauge your interest. And now, let's move on to this new saga. Beerus watches on as his new students are training with Whis, continuing to research Universe 7 as well. As he looks more into his research, he begins thinking, are there any other strong warriors out there like these guys? Well, he does know of some on Earth. For one, there's Gohan. He knows that with his unique form, and the fact that he's a hybrid Saiyan, he definitely has a lot of potential. But it didn't seem like Gohan was interested in training here, although Beerus hatches an idea. There's someone else that he wants to bring here, looking into his heritage and seeing if he can unlock some godly powers at all. Imagine, a Namekian with the powers of a god. Is it possible, and what would it be like in comparison to a Saiyan god? He lets Whis train the others, as he slips away with Kibito Shin, who teleports to Beerus' planet, then bringing him to Earth. They arrive on the lookout, with Piccolo and Dende shocked to see these two here, and Beerus has a proposition for him. So, he's a Namekian, merged with the former god of Earth, as well as another Namekian within him. He definitely has some unique powers, especially given his history. He's no normal Namekian. And yeah, Piccolo says it's all true, but what does Beerus want to do with that? Well, Beerus suggests something. What if he were to train with them? The Saiyans got their own new form, and Buu is growing exponentially quick. Piccolo would like a new taste of power, wouldn't he? Beerus says this is all part of his research. He wants to learn more about its universe, and what better way to do it than training actual mortals? Getting to know them better and better, with a diverse set of people training with him. 2 Saiyans, an artificial life form, and of course a Namekian. And Piccolo surprisingly does accept the offer, but warns Beerus. He wants to do this because he needs this power. And why is that? Well, he tells Beerus to look around, trying to sense what he could sense. And Beerus, he can definitely feel it. He turns to Kibito Shin, who says the same thing. They feel that lurking presence. It doesn't feel good, and Beerus' anxiety returns. Could this possibly be related to what happened to him before? The reason he was sealed away? Whatever it is, he knows it isn't good, and he wants to get to the bottom of it. Quickly, they teleport Piccolo to Beerus' planet, letting him train with the others, and in the meantime, these two are now going to go research this. And it's good timing too, because just as soon as they arrive on this planet, King Kai interrupts. Speaking directly to Kibito Shin, he apologizes for the interruption but says that he senses something strange from Otherworld actually. And that explains why they couldn't feel it that well. It was in a completely separate realm. And they note too, while they're on this planet, they don't feel it as intensely. Could it be something to do with Otherworld? Maybe hell? Maybe something else? Whatever it is, they're going to work quickly, telling everyone to not be concerned. They'll be back soon. And the two teleport off. They teleport to King Kai's planet, arriving there and sensing something strange. It's a different sensation, but it's similar to the one from before. They're getting closer. They're basically trying to sniff out the source of ki. Or whatever this is. Magic? Something else? They can't necessarily tell. But as soon as they arrive, it seems like the source of power is growing exponentially quickly. Whatever this is, it's about to strike. They only notice it at the very last moment. But it can't be that bad, can it? What the hell is it though? Beerus really wants to get to the bottom of this. He's getting agitated and anxious. But as Kibito Shin tries to teleport them away, he says something's wrong. He can't teleport. Well, he can. He can teleport around here and around this realm, but for some reason, he can't sense any other realms at all. And now, they don't even feel that ominous ki anymore. Wait, what? Are they trapped here? Well, Kibito Shin's not too sure. King Kai tries to figure out what's going on too, but yeah, he can't sense anything either. This couldn't have been a trap though. Maybe it was just bad timing, and Beerus is gonna figure a way out. They need to get back as soon as possible. Whatever this is, it needs to be stopped, and he's not sure if the other people on his planet can do that. We move over to the Demon Realm. A familiar face is there, lurking about. It's Dabura. After his demise in the Buu Saga, he was sent directly to Hell, but thankfully, someone was able to break him out of there. A close ally and a relative of his, bringing him back to where he belongs, the Demon Realm. His sister Toa saved him. Much to his surprise, they have a plan, and they need Dabura's help. They have a plan. It has been a while since Dabura's seen his sister. I mean, with him being involved with Bobby and all, he's been gone from the Demon Realm for a while. He knows how studious she is and how much into her research she is, creating all types of new projects, but she has a feeling he'll be interested in this one. She already has a creation to help her with it. She introduces Dabura to Mira, one of her best projects yet, and he's amazed. She created this warrior. What, is this her plan? Utilizing him to actually attack whatever she's planning to attack? And that's another thing, he doesn't even know what her goal is. But she says he'll be caught up pretty quickly. This is all happening immediately after the Buu Saga, right around the time when Dabura died. And over the course of the next year, leading us up to where we are now in the story, the three of them begin working together, trying to create a new artificial life form. Dabura is able to help a lot. With his knowledge about Majin Buu and all, they're gonna create something much better. He was humiliated. Not just by Buu, but Babidi and everyone up there in the living world. He wants his revenge. Against everyone on Earth, but mainly against Majin Buu, who appears to still be alive somehow. Babidi discarded him, favoring that fool Majin Buu, and Buu failed. Dabura is gonna rectify that, and not just that, no. The three of them will go to the living world, taking over it together, expanding the influence of the demon realm. They have a new goal in mind. They're gonna break the boundaries between realms. No more separation between them. As the rulers of the demon realm right now, why not merge it with Hell, Otherworld, the living world? Take over all of them at once. But it's a very ambitious goal, and they need something to help them with that. And with the three of them combining their knowledge together, as well as some of their powers too, over the past year, they created the most fearsome opponent that they could think of. But Dabura, he's a bit concerned. This project, it might be a bit too powerful. Towa tells him not to worry. This creation should be obedient, and he definitely will be strong enough. And now is just about the time to unleash him. But they've been waiting for the exact right moment. Across each realm, they've been opening small portals, releasing energy throughout them, trying to draw away one of the most fearsome people that they could think of, Beerus. They need to get him isolated, and they've made it work. They'll have to deal with him last, but first their product needs to be sent to the living world in order to gain more power. And if they want to do that, Beerus needs to be out of the picture. Hence, they sealed him away in Otherworld, or at least sealed off Otherworld from the rest of the realms. And it's great, they got rid of that Kai as well, but there's still an issue. There are some strong people in the living world, although Towa and Mira say that might actually be better. Right now, their project is strong, but the more chaos he causes and the more souls he collects, the stronger he'll get. Especially if he targets Majin Buu, the power within him, the magic, the raw strength, that'll be more than enough. And then they could do what they wanted to do most with their plan. Attack Beerus and then combine all the realms together, taking them over, forging a brand new demon realm. Dabura will get his revenge, Towa and Mira will get to continue their research, and most importantly, the three of them will gain influence. Now's the time. The project is unleashed. Two portals open up. One leads directly to Beerus' planet, where Buu is right now. And one leads to Earth, where they can sense a lot of other strong fighters too. Dabura, Towa, and Mira are heading towards Earth. But around the same time that they do, they unleash their project, sending him directly to Beerus' world. A massive geyser of ominous ki emerges, being sent directly to Beerus' planet. Dabura watches on with glee, laughing. And on Beerus' planet, it's almost like they could hear his voice. What was that? They hear Dabura's voice echoing direct, telling them they'll surely meet their demise. He'd like to introduce them to Janemba. They're all completely caught off guard, as a new being materializes there. A demented reddish-purplish monster. He looks completely inhuman, and his power, it's off the charts. He's definitely not something naturally created. And they recognize what that voice was. Was that Dabura? But there's no time to question it. Now, they must fight. Meanwhile on Earth, Dabura, Towa, and Mira arrive there. They'll handle the strong fighters here, collecting data on them, feeding it directly to Janemba, and hopefully gathering their souls too. Thankfully, Earth isn't heavily protected right now, or so they think. First, they arrive at the largest city they could find, surveying it from above, as the people below look on in horror. Dabura says that this will be a fine place to start. He sticks out a hand, charging a blast. But before it could hit the ground, someone jumps in front of it, flicking it right back to the three of them. They don't know what that was. But then from behind, three massive blasts come towards them, launching them far away into a wasteland, far from the city so no damage can be done. As they make their crash landing, they look up and see three people flying over. It appears to be two children, one of whom Dabura notes looks like Goku. But then, Dabura smirks. He sees a very familiar face. Gohan lands in front of him. Dabura looks over to Towa and Mira, saying to handle those two brats over there. This fight will be his. Gohan's definitely shocked, seeing Dabura here and all. So that's what that presence was. He had no clue what was happening, but he'll be sure to stop this. And Dabura tells him not to get too confident, This time, it won't be a stalemate or a close match. But Gohan reminds Dabura, which one of them is dead right now? And which one is alive? This angers Dabura as he lunges towards Gohan. Meanwhile, on Beerus' planet, Janemba is facing all of the fighters. Goku and Vegeta are utilizing Saiyan God, trying to get a better grasp on it, and this is the first time they're using it in a real-world experience. Whis watches on, not getting involved at all. With Piccolo also watching on from the sidelines. This is the kind of power he needs to catch up to? He could barely even sense it. He could sense Janemba at least, but that's the level he needs to compete with somehow? Boo jumps in the battle too, and even with his great increase in power, the three of them are having trouble, struggling to fight this creature. But Whis and Piccolo analyze the fight. He seems to be something artificial, they could tell that much. And Whis thinks he originates from the demon realm possibly. The demon realm? And Whis looks over to Piccolo. These are true demons, not like the kind that his clan was. Him and King Piccolo and all. And Piccolo does remember Dabura, that guy that turned him to stone. It's him? He's back? But he's dead. Well, apparently not. Whis looks through his staff and sees that right now on Earth, Dabura is there with two other unknown people. They're facing Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. This makes Piccolo's stomach drop, but surprisingly, Whis says that they're doing pretty okay. With how much their training has benefited them, the hybrid Saiyans are doing pretty well. But maybe it's not for the best, because just as soon as they look on into this battle, they see Gohan kill Dabura. This could be trouble, because what if these three are controlling this creature? And if they make him a loose cannon, what happens then? They might need to intervene in this battle and stop it. It seems like that this is another case like Majin Buu. And Whis looks further into it. It seems the boundaries between everything are breaking. Right now, the boundary between Hell and the Demon Realm have broken. And it seems next, those two are going to connect to the living world. That may also explain why they can't sense Beerus anymore. He might be trapped somewhere else, possibly in another world where he last was. Unfortunately, he tells Piccolo he can't intervene, but Piccolo looks on as the battle continues. It seems there's no way that they're going to be able to defeat Janemba. He's far too powerful. Although, something helps save them. A portal appears, and through it, they see Towa. She's injured, actually from fighting Goten and Trunks, and now Gohan. This is her last resort. She needs Janemba to help. Janemba turns over towards the portal, ignoring his fight here on Beerus' planet, lunging through. They try to jump through the portal as well, but quickly, it closes. Gohan, Goten, and Trunks watch on as Janemba arrives. They have to fight this guy now? But just as soon as he gets there, he materializes a sword, turning over to Towa, stabbing her with it. Mira watches on in disbelief. She falls to the ground alongside Dabura. And Mira could see now, Dabura's concerns were correct. He did experience this with Majin Buu after all. They should have listened to him. This demon, this project that they have, he's far too powerful. There's no way he's going to be able to control Janemba either. He already turned on them. This creature clearly does not want to be commanded by them. He could try and give him some orders, but he's worried about his own safety. But before he could think of anything to do, Janemba mercilessly runs over towards him, swiping his sword at Mira. He tries to retreat at the last moment, but it does graze him, leaving a somewhat fatal wound. He begins bleeding out as he transports himself back to the Demon Realm. He needs to retreat, while Janemba remains here, free to rain whatever havoc he has in mind. Gohan, Goten, and Trunks look on, with the two kids looking on in horror. Remember, they're still pretty young at this point. This isn't too long after the Buu Saga. Seeing something like this, it's terrifying. But Gohan tells them they can't give up here. They're the last line of defense on Earth. They don't know what happened with the others, but hopefully they're okay. And thankfully, they get their answer not long after. With the connections between realms breaking, Goku was able to at least lock on towards Earth, teleporting everyone there. With help from Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, they might be able to beat Janemba, although it's kind of a long shot. He seems to have grown stronger than before. This might be their last chance. If they can't kill him here, they're not going to be able to kill him. And Vegeta's confused. He thought Saiyan God would be so much more potent, but for some reason, they're not able to defeat this creature. Why isn't it working? Did Beerus exaggerate the effects of godly ki? Or does he just not have a mastery over it yet? And they watch on. Janemba powers up. Everything around them begins warping. Piccolo could feel it. It's like the entire realm is breaking. He senses all energies from everywhere else, from Hell, from Otherworld, residual energy from Beerus' planet, and even Mira in the Demon Realm. This arc started with Dabura being broken out of Hell, and now the boundaries between Hell are being broken, as well as the Demon Realm and everything else. But this leaves an opening. Janemba suddenly stops powering up. Something cuts clean through his midsection. A mysterious figure materializes behind him. It's Beerus, but he looks completely different. His demeanor, it's changed from his anxious and studious self. They get a brief glimpse of his eyes. He glares right at Janemba, and casually whips his tail in the direction of the demon. Now vertically, he's sliced in half. The shockwave from this completely knocks everyone back. Is this a fraction of Beerus' true power? They're actually seeing it, as well as seeing his personality displayed, a side of him that they've never seen before. He doesn't want to deal with any unknowns, and he's not going to let his universe be at risk again, nor his life. Thankfully, with the boundaries between realms being broken, and without Towa, Mira, and Dabura there, it left an opening for Kibito-shin, allowing the two of them to teleport here to Earth. Within milliseconds after being sliced two ways, the four pieces of Janemba float in the air. The eyes, they dart towards Beerus, making eye contact with the god of destruction. A few more milliseconds pass. Everything is happening within this small time frame. And Janemba, he feels fear, this emotionless, mindless monster. Not only is he feeling an emotion, but it's fear of all things. Something about Beerus, his presence, his glare. It instills fear even into someone like Janemba. Blossoming this emotion within him, he knows his demise is certain. He simply twitches one of his eyes, and Janemba is completely obliterated. The group looks on terrified. They've never seen this power from Beerus before, nor the sight of him. But more importantly, there's still a lot of damage that needs to be fixed. Beerus calms down, returning back to his normal self, and he tells them it's time to get working. But there's still one more loose end, Mira. He's back in the demon realm, bleeding out. He watches, the boundaries between all the realms begin closing. The damage still is there, and he can sense that Janemba's no longer here, which might be a good thing, because this was really the first step in one of his plans. One of their plans overall. He has some energy left, and he doesn't want to waste it. All the research they gained, all the power they've channeled from Janemba. He still has someone to bestow it upon. But before the connection between the realms closes, he needs to work quickly. As the life fades from him, he transfers all of his energy to another being, quickly encasing this being in a bubble and sending him through the portal. Mira watches on. The connection between the demon realm and the living world closes. Mira's vision begins fading, the life draining from him. But he smiles, confidently in fact. The last vision that he sees before dying is Towa's son being saved, sent to the living world to continue their plan. And this is where we'll end off. So, what did you guys think about this part? This arc was essentially one big red herring, setting up for the future of the series, and it is incredibly important. Even though Janemba was dispatched pretty quickly, this arc is going to have some lasting consequences. We'll cover it more in the next part, but let me know what you guys think below. Even though the Hellbreak arc is over, the series will be shaped by it going forward. As always, be sure to drop a like if you liked the video, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel too. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next part of this rewrite.